Imagine if you're born able-bodied, but without any warning, all the muscles in your body gradually started to shut down.
It's like being trapped in a prison, in a padded cell, having every part of your body ripped to pieces, not being able to move, knowing your body was disintegrating within and there's no way to avoid it. You feel like you want to scream all the time. You just want to scream.
Stuart Wickison has a rare genetic disorder, Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. The average life expectancy with this condition is in the early 20s. Stuart is 19. But it's now that he's embarking on one of the most important journeys of his life. Over the next 2 months, Stuart's world is going to change forever. Although his body is failing him, his mind is focused on living.
People have always argued about the meaning of life. You are born to die. What about the bit in between? What about the living? Well, I'm here for that, not the rest. I'm not here to suffer. I'm here to make an impact.
Stuart is studying for his A-levels. He hopes to become an artist.
I want my work to give a message of strength. I want it to explain my weaknesses but overcome them. And I want to say to the world, anything can be beautiful. I think it's a very humbling feeling to be told that you can create and you are an artist in your own rights. It gives you this sense of achievement that you finally made someone realise that you're not just a guy in a wheelchair.
Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, or DMD, is a genetic disorder which only affects boys. They're born able-bodied and only find out in their teens the full prognosis.
When I was young, I knew I was different. I knew that there was something wrong with me compared to other people. I wasn't aware of the terminal nature of the condition. I wasn't aware that it would eventually kill me.
DMD is caused by mutations in the gene which produces dystrophin, a protein essential for the healthy development of muscles in the body. Without it, all muscles gradually cease to function, causing gradual paralysis.
I can't remember a lot of how it felt to walk upright, but I do get the urges and drives. My brain says, get up and walk. My body says, no, can't do that. My memories are very vivid, but I can't remember how it felt. I was born normal. I had no signs at birth that I was going to be disabled. I felt like a normal child. I could run around. I was a little slower, but I could run around. And, I was making friendships like any other child. And, I had birthday parties with lots of children. They treated me no different. My parents found out about the condition when I was 3. They were very upset. but they did not show that upset to me.
Having noticed that Stuart wasn't walking like other toddlers, his parents decided to have him examined. The results were devastating.
At the age of 3.5, they were telling us that his condition was such that he would lose all muscles, and that it was obviously fatal in the teenage years, or up to 20s, which obviously was a real bombshell. Looking at him just like a normal, happy little boy, I just couldn't bear to have images that he wasn't going to be like that forever, you know. It was something that was just beyond comprehension. Nothing can prepare you for the fact that you're watching your child dying. It's an awful situation.
Stuart's condition became so severe in his teens that he had to leave his home for 24-hour residential care.
Duchenne is a relentless, progressive disease that will be the cause of the patient's death. It's got huge physical problems associated with it, which will affect the breathing muscles, the heart muscles and the swallowing muscles. It will affect nutrition. It will increase the risk of getting chest infections because they don't have adequate breathing muscle strength and an ability to cough and clear secretions.
Stuart has reached an advanced stage of the disease. His ability to swallow is rapidly deteriorating. For the past 3 years, Stuart has attended Treloar College in Hampshire, which provides specialist healthcare for severely disabled teenagers.
How are you doing? Yeah?
The 180 students who live and study here receive far more than just an education. At Treloar's, they're encouraged to live like other teenagers.
You can get away with them fruit things so they don't look like alcohol.
With care and support from the staff.
How are you feeling?
All right.
Microsoft is just too good, Kyle. Accept it.
What would you like to do?
Just general stretches and breathing exercises.
Can you take your shoes off?
Yes, please.
Socks off?
No.
It's fucking freezing.
I know, I want to get in. Stuart knows any time during the week, 24/7, he can call us, he can come down to the physio department. Even if he's just feeling a bit anxious about his breathing, anything, he can come straight down because he knows we're here and he knows to trust us. Just going to sort this wedge out.
Aged 19, Stuart's not expected to live long into his 20s. But it's now that he's decided to take the biggest step of his life, to leave the sanctuary of Treloar's, to study art at university.
Everyone has dreams and ambitions, whether you're disabled or not, and I think you've really got to follow them. I don't want to be the one that suffers his whole life and wastes it. I want to, follow my dreams and go to university and be my own personal hero.
For Stuart's mother, Mandy, it's an anxious time.
The fact that he is losing weight is a big concern of all of ours. I do worry about that. The fact that Stuart's now deteriorating further, it feels like time is against him. Will he make university in September? We hope and pray he does, because that's really what keeps his mind active and keeps him strong.
19-year-old Stuart Wickison has Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, a terminal disorder which destroys his muscles. It's his final week at Treloar's, a college for the severely disabled. He's hoping to go to university to study art. He's not just leaving carers and 24-hour medical support, he's also leaving behind some very close friends. Jonathan Stringer, Tyrone Hawthorne, Ben Herndon, and Harry Marshall all have the same rare condition, but they have different ways of dealing with it.
I do have my days, but often I just try to forget about it. Just trying to stick your fingers up to the disease and just get on with it. I do get down sometimes, but I try not to let myself get down. Fuck you, condition. You can stop me as much as you can, but I'll try and do it to the bitter end.
Knowing that I'm going to get weaker, it makes me more enthusiastic to go and do as much as I can now. You always look back and think I could have done this and I could have done other things. But as you can't go back, so you just have to deal with it.
Earlier this year, a close friend, David, who also had DMD, passed away.
There was 6 of us. There's now 5. And you know there's going to be someone next.
This train is for London Waterloo. The next station is Ashvale.
Scientists are close to finding a cure, giving Stuart and all the boys some hope. But more funding is urgently needed. Today is a special day. They're travelling to London to lobby Parliament.
If there's a chance a cure will be found and it will all be right in the end, it's another thing that's going to keep me going. Even if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, then you're stuck in the tunnel for the rest of your life, you know? It's dark, it's scary, and it's not a pleasant place to be.
This day isn't just about raising funds and awareness. It's a chance for Stuart and all the boys to get their views across.
To be honest, the amount of money the health service spills out on people who've made themselves ill by smoking or eating too much, and not spending it on people who are ill by none of their faults, apart from their DNA, that it could be cured. And, you know, it's a bit, it's selfish. You know, people who don't value their own bodies and their own life, and then we haven't even got the opportunity to.
Families from all over Britain have come together to share experiences and lobby their politicians.
We remember every day that the day that we were told that our son had Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy and there were no treatments, there's no cure. And at the time when we were told, there didn't seem to be very much hope either.
This is the 5th year of the campaign. Funding for research is critical, as scientists now have good reason to believe a cure is in sight. At the forefront of the research is Professor Dominic Wells.
So, as you know all too well, the gene in question that's causing the problem of Duchenne is present on the X chromosome, largest gene known to man.
Professor Wells is pioneering the latest research into a treatment which transfers healthy genes into damaged muscles.
The problem with Duchenne is that you've got a dysfunctional version of the dystrophin gene. Gene transfer therapy aims to put back a functional version of the dystrophin gene.
Using viruses, Professor Wells has transferred a man-made version of the gene into animal muscle, reversing the effects of Duchenne.
By harnessing the ability of viruses that have evolved over millions and millions of years specifically for getting genetic material into cells. We're able to take that very carefully evolved function and use it to make our very efficient gene transfer.
Developing a treatment is a long and complicated process, which is very unlikely to happen in Stuart's lifetime.
I think it would be premature to say that we're anywhere near a cure. We've done work in animal models, they've shown great promise, and so now it's going through into human clinical trial. But those clinical trials are going to take some time before we're able to say that a treatment is both safe and effective. So for young men with Duchenne, it is a race against time.
There is hope for the younger generation of DMD sufferers. Coming on the campaign day has given Stuart a sense of shared purpose.
You realise that they're all working for the same cause, and it's quite a good feeling. You know, that you're not alone in your plight.
I'd like to clear this document, please.
Hello, sir.
This document is about curing Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy.
Okay.
Can you hear it to me better, please?
Make sure it's passed on.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's the end of a long day for all the boys from Treloar's. Despite the progress, Stuart is realistic about a cure being available for him.
In some ways I'm rushing to get it done because I want to be made better. I don't want to get any more ill. So I've got my own personal race, really, that I want them to cure me. But it's a little bit... It's not really going to be very likely.
Back at Treloar's, the students are getting ready for the end of term. The college hopes that independence training will have broadened the DMD boys' opportunities when they go back home for the summer.
I think Treloar's helps enormously in many ways, but the most important way, it enables them, while their abilities are deteriorating, it enables them to develop their independence.
What time is the training we're getting on?
When they come here, they're in a residential setting, they've moved away from their parents, and we allow them to go out into town by themselves. They come away to college and they actually start going off down the pub, they have a full social life.
Stuart's social life is on hold. In 2 days' time, he'll be sitting the A-levels that will decide if he's able to follow his dream, going to university. The other lads are out on the town celebrating together before they leave Treloar's for the summer. It will be a long time before they can go out drinking together again.
We're hot-blooded young men.
It's a Friday night and they're keen to hit the night spots of Woking. It's an opportunity to put their troubles behind them.
I think if you live your life, think about what you haven't got, rather than cherishing what you have got, I think there's just no point sort of trying to be happy. You really have a bright outlook on life rather than make yourself upset, then there's just no point. Be thankful for what you've got, not for what you haven't got. Have life by the balls and just do it, you know, do anything I can. Do more now than do less later, because there might be later.
We all have this desire to lose our virginity. We feel that we need to experience the ultimate pleasure to balance out all the pain and hurt we have. It's not physical pain, it's psychological pain as well. We feel the only way to make worth of ourselves is to have sex. It sounds so crude, but I think to experience that is to live life to the full, to know the whole of life. We don't have much time left. We've got to live our 77 years in 20.
The alcohol is taking its effect on Harry's frail body. He's tired and wants to go home. Ben's unimpressed.
we've got late classes till 2. Do you want to go back at 11?
I don't feel particularly well. I'm really tired. Just gotta get back now. Just be a bit more chilled out.
I don't want to go back. You can go back. I don't want to go back. I'm staying. What are we going to do in the house? Sit there like prats like we normally do?
Film?
Watch a film? You never want to watch one? 2 hours we've only been out.
At Treloar's, Stuart has also had a long night. He's finished studying and now he's exhausted.
Going to bed can take up to 20 minutes. I have to take tablets. Yuck.
Okay.
Get hoisted from my wheelchair to the bed. Get positioned on the bed. You push my hips towards the window. A bit more. I put my breathing night ventilation machine on before I can go to sleep. Yeah.
Fine?
Yeah. I know that with the machine, my oxygen won't dip too low, so I die. It keeps me alive. Lift it more, yeah. More. More. Okay.
Down?
Yeah, let go of it, yeah. It's not just a case of getting up, sitting on the bed, getting undressed, and getting in bed like everyone else. You have to rely on someone else to do it for you. It's a very frustrating scenario when you're really, really tired. You just lift it off. Yeah, let go. I usually wake up in the middle of the night in pain and then get moved to relieve that pain, and that can happen up to 8 times a night.
It's not only Stuart who has night ventilation, but with his severe weight loss, staff are concerned that university could be a step too far.
I only ever fear not waking up the next morning when I'm ill. Sometimes I wish that I wouldn't, if I'm suffering. But then I come to my senses and say to myself, you want to live, you want to carry on doing what you want to do, achieving what you need to achieve, not just giving up.
Father, to you as well.
The next few days are crucial for Stuart's future. He has an A-level exam, an open day at university, and he's saying goodbye to everyone at Treloar's.
Still there.
I think next time maybe just have the curry and not the rice.
It's not going to go. It's
Which
going to
side?
get
This side or this side?
that side. It's not going to go. It's going to turn into bacteria, and then I'm going to get an infection.
No, don't panic.
Stuart's ability to swallow is getting progressively weaker, and food has passed into his lungs.
Is it here? Lower. Here.
Unable to clear his lungs, Stuart is rushed back into his room for further treatment.
Steady. So let your head go while you go through the door. You all right with it? Yeah, just grab his head while I turn round. Okay. He's being incredibly brave.
Seriously, how is one carer going to do this? When I go to...
When you go to college, well, there will always be somebody on call. There will always be somebody on call.
If the food doesn't come out, Stuart could get a deadly infection. Unable to remove it with physio, his carer resorts to vacuuming his lungs.
You tell me if it's not working. Is that a seal?
No.
Okay. Actually, it's not too unpleasant. Okay. How's that? Do you want to go on your side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, love.
When I get really ill, sometimes you'd think that it would be better if you just went now, when it didn't hurt, when you didn't have to suffer for ages. But that's not right. But you still think it.
Do you need to get in touch with Farnham College before Monday?
Yeah.
You do?
You still think, why can't I die in my sleep now instead of going to hospital for 6 months and having a tube stuffed down into your lungs and being on morphine day in, day out and not being able to move. Horrible. And you know it's coming.
Stuart may have survived this scare, but next time he may not be so lucky. The college nurse Trudy has asked to speak to him.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I mean, I know, Stuart, that you're somebody that feels very strongly about, you know, your choices, your thoughts, your feelings, your options. Have you thought about anything to do with what they call advanced life directives? That's about putting something down in writing about how you want your health managed if it does take quite a profound deterioration.
If I'm not going to wake up, you know, after being resuscitated with a quality of life, don't resuscitate me. That's the thing. You know, who wants to live in suffering? Not me. Do you want to?
Absolutely not.
The end of term is drawing closer. Students are beginning to pack. With only a day before his exam, Stuart checks on his A-level art exhibition. He's more determined than ever to get to university.
If fate wants to make me ill, it will, but I'm going to try and relax and not stress, and hopefully I'll get through and not get ill. But I know I've got the will to continue, and I will get there. My health always worries me when I go into new places, and I worry that people won't know what to do if something bad happens, when my life could be in the balance and people not realising.
The following day, Stuart sits his sociology exam. He has to dictate all his words to an assistant. This exam will decide whether or not he'll get a place at university. Today is an open day at the University College for the Creative Arts in Farnham. One of Stuart's major concerns is that, unlike Treloar's, students at Farnham won't see beyond his wheelchair.
I'm left with concerns that being in a sheltered environment like this college means that relationships are easier and there are less judgments because the other people are disabled themselves. I worry that when I go to university, that I will be faced with the same prejudice that I had at secondary school, and that people won't want to communicate with me or feel nervous of me, and therefore I wouldn't make any friends because I would have to do all the work. You know, they get all nervous and they lose confidence. That people who are, you know, very confident speaking to each other, and they come up to me and they just go all white and pale, just run off like rabbits.
Hiya, I'm Lisa.
Hi Lisa.
Hiya.
I'm Stuart.
Oh, hiya, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good. You looking forward to today?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, right, okay. Do you know where we're going?
I like the little pebbles.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice.
As part of Stuart's open day, he has to produce a piece of art.
What have you chosen?
That plug hanging off the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder what that's doing there. Sure, that's dangerous. Actually, it could be art. You never know.
Yeah. These days.
Exactly. Doesn't look fantastic.
No, it looks okay.
Have you been to the Tate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love
isn't
the
it?
turbine room.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Huge.
Yeah. Some of the stuff in there is mad though. Like that canvas with the rip in it.
Yeah, why?
Exactly.
Stuart's introduction to university is proving a success.
Hand's a bit cold to drive it.
Oh gosh.
You might have to drive it for me.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Turn it left, isn't it?
Is that okay?
Yeah. You're doing fine.
Okay. I'm a rookie at this.
Call it disability experience.
Oh no.
Oh, you put the knob off. Don't worry, the knob had already fallen off before.
Okay, that's cool.
You didn't break
I didn't break your thing.
Go to the lift now.
Thank you very much. I'll keep in contact.
And email me.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. It was discovery that in meeting a stranger, that I could make friends, but also they discover something that they never realised before about a disabled person, that they could still have a sense of humour, and that they were good to be with, that they don't get in the way, and that discovering part of them can actually be equally as fun as discovering anyone.
The end of term has finally arrived. Harry and Jonathan are going home.
See you guys.
Yeah, Harry, have a good summer.
Bye everyone. I'll keep in contact.
And there was Jude. Soon to be one.
Stuart is left to pack his belongings with Julie, his carer.
It's an awful lot of stuff.
It is, isn't it? Oh, that's nice. See, I've not seen half of these, have I?
No.
Saw some of them. I think I saw
They were in my
one.
portfolio. That's
Yeah,
what got
it
me
was.
in.
Julie has looked after Stuart for the last 3 years.
I always remember that first letter
I'll
you
come
wrote
back and
me, do you
haunt you.
remember?
Oh, that was so...
The first
It
year.
was-
It was so sweet, though. It was lovely.
It made you cry.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so, you know, it's just nice to know that you're going on to do what you want to do. And I'll miss you like mad, you know that.
I'm part of the house now.
You are. You're part and parcel of it. And I'll be coming back thinking, Stuart's in there. And we think, oh, he's gone. But you're a success story for us. Yeah. And you are ready to go. There is a time when it's time to leave. You've achieved everything you can achieve here.
Out of the goldfish bowl into the ocean.
Yeah, true. And you miss me?
Yeah.
4 weeks later, Stuart goes to get his A-level results.
Hello.
There you go, there's the one you want.
Got my results.
And there's a couple of others for you as well. Where would you like them put?
Right, if you could put them on my tray.
Yeah, both on your tray?
Yeah,
All.
thank you.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Make sure you don't lose that
that's
one.
fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Do you want it here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ready?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I take it that's good.
I got an A.
Wow! Stuart, that's fantastic. A in everything. Research projects. A. Personal investigation. A.
Controlled assignment. A.
How does that feel? Really? Well done. That's so brilliant. So brilliant.
Every good thing has a bad thing to match it. These things go hand in hand. So, every time I succeed, my body will get worse. That's just how it works, because it takes so much out of you. But at the same time, if I didn't do it, it would still deteriorate, and it would be worse because I wasn't following my dreams. The worst thing that I could do is to stop, to let it get me down and just give up. Because that would get me nowhere. It would just make the suffering worse.
It's less than a week before university begins, and Stuart has been rushed into St Thomas's Hospital. Although he will still be able to eat normally, he needs a feeding tube inserted into his stomach. If he gets any thinner, his body won't be able to withstand infections.
I hate being in hospital. I feel so alone. Sometimes I feel that actually, ironically, no one seems to really care about me. It's like this one nurse that last night, she said to me, "You should eat, it's not good for you, you should be eating." Well, I can't physically do it, so obviously that means I need this.
Stuart's mother Mandy waits outside.
Just don't want him to have to go through any more. Just want him to be able to lead a normal life, which he so really wants himself.
Dr. Sanderson is the physician responsible for leading Stuart's operation.
With a bit of local anaesthetic on your tummy, we can pop a little needle straight through into the stomach, and then we can see this needle come through, put a thread through, pull it all the way back, and then we attach this tube to the thread and pull it all the way through and out your tummy wall. Can't get fish and chips down it, but you can get liquid fish and chips down, yeah.
I want to get it over and done with. I want to get the procedure done. I want to wake up afterwards and forget it ever happened.
Stuart is so fragile, he can't have a general anaesthetic. His consultant has brought together some of the best specialists in the UK.
Because of the precarious nature of Stuart's muscle disease, in particular involving his respiratory muscles, if we give him too much in the way of sedatives, we can actually turn off his brain and the drive to breathe.
Can you give a cough for me? Okay.
In a specialist procedure such as this, we're going to have a whole multidisciplinary team with anaesthetists, specialist nurses, respiratory physicians, all with a role to play to ensure that this procedure goes without a hitch.
It's very hard to watch him suffer. But I know it's going to prolong his life, it's going to give him a good quality of life. And you have to give him that opportunity, you have to give him everything possible.
Just a week before Stuart is due to start college, he's been rushed into hospital. He needs a feeding tube inserted into his stomach to help him gain weight.
Okay, so just going over the back of your tongue. It's not really doing much now, it's like having your throat examined. Good, there we go, we're in the back now. You alright? Don't like that. Don't like that at all. You can feel that too much. Yeah, too much.
Stuart's having difficulty swallowing the endoscope, so he's given additional sedatives.
That's good.
Okay, so here we go.
There you are. There you are. You shouldn't feel much now because it's all numbed down there. All right? There you are.
We're down.
Doing really well. Very good. Very good.
It's a very nice looking esophagus.
It's going to straighten your legs. I apologise.
As Stuart is so thin, it's easy for doctors to locate the best place to insert his feeding tube.
Keep going, you're doing great.
Bit of local anaesthetic, make the area nice and numb for you, okay?
It's going to sting now, Stuart. It's going to sting.
Yeah?
Yep.
An incision is made into his stomach. A line is then passed through his body to which the feeding tube is attached.
Doing very well, Stuart. Done absolutely brilliantly.
You're going to feel something going.
The gastroenterologist pulls the tube through his body into its final resting place. Stuart has made it through the procedure. It's been a success.
I'm back on planet Earth now.
Tight, but not checked it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, sure.
Feel good?
Well, I feel kind of funny.
Ketamine's a very interesting drug.
Wow, it's like heroin.
He's had a great time.
He's had a great time.
Well, apart from it was a bad dream, wasn't it?
No. Yeah, it was like heroin.
But he doesn't know what heroin is, so
It's a bit spacey on ketamine.
It's funny how you always want your mother during this.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was there in the background, I didn't want to watch it though. Put your curtain round.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd of September. Students all over the country are arriving for their first day at university. And Stuart is one of them.
It's liberation, it's freedom, it's saying, I want it my way, not way prescribed.
How are you? I'm okay. Good. Nice to see you again, you're looking well.
I am always awestruck by the determination and the perseverance of our patients with neuromuscular disease, and in particular Duchenne. Stuart and a number of other of the patients that we look after are exceptional in the fact that they manage to maintain a normal life without being compromised by their muscle problem, and that is quite phenomenal.
That's the swipe key for the front door.
Oh, I see.
And that's your bedroom key.
Okay. It's a nice feeling when you get handed the pair of keys. Wow. That's nice. It's good. I'm pleased with it.
I'm really feeling proud for Stuart today. He's gone through a lot to get here, and the yacht went well, and now he's through that, and he's going to start at uni, and it's really a great day.
To have got to university, to have made it here, has made me really happy. It's made me realise that there's more to me than all the suffering, and it's just generally enlightening to, you know, walk into a place and everyone's looking at you and valuing you as an equal to everyone else, which I've never had.